Hey, how you doing? So, we just got news of a Marvel fighting game coming out called Marvel Tokon Fighting Souls. Really rolls off the tongue there. It's being made by Arm Sinister Works, same people that make Guilty Gear, Dragon Ball Fighters, and Blaze Blue. So they're veterans within the fighting game scene. There was a point in my life where I was super into Guilty Gear. I put a lot of time in Strive, and I dived heavy into the lore. About 20% of it. And those same guys making a fighting game using the Marvel IP just seems like it was made for me. As of now, we know there are 8 characters within the roster. Spider-Man, Iron Man, Captain America, Miss Marvel, Ghost Rider, the Robbie Reyes version, Storm, Doctor Doom, not RDJ, and Star-Lord. But will be some other characters that would fit in this hyper-stylized anime fighter version of the Marvel Universe. So this is just me throwing out the rest of the roster for Tokon Fighting Souls. So for Marvel Tokon Fighting Souls, I'm just going to call it Tokon Fighters, Jesus. For Marvel Tokon Fighters, we didn't know how many characters we need. We have a starting 9, and using other fighting games as an example, X-Men Children of the Atom had 18 characters, while another superhero fighting game, Injustice, had a starting 24 characters with additional DLC. So a good even number from keeping this video from being now. So a good even number without this video taking an hour long. Let's say we'll do 20 characters. So for your primary group of fighters, we already got Spider-Man, Iron Man, and Captain America. So it only makes sense if we had Hulk and Thor in the scene. Using Guilty Gear characters as reference because I've only played Strive, Hulk can easily be like Potemkin, just a big old dude that just chases you down, but a little bit more faster than Potemkin. I'm just salty that Hulk and Marvel Rivals just look incredibly big, so this is just me using Marvel Tokon Fighters as cope, basically. As for Thor, I would love him to be a Gold Lewis Dickinson type, who was DLC in Guilty Gear Strive. But instead of him throwing a coffin around, Thor can just throw his hammer around. And I just know Thor's design is going to be chunky as fuck in this game. As for the rest of the roster, I would love to see how Arxis will handle Rogue in this game. We're lacking some mutants, so Rogue would be a great addition. You can take from Marvel vs. Capcom Day and just have her take powers of other opponents. Or using Guilty Gear as a reference, you can just make her a gender swap soul bad guy. Someone with just a really in-your-face play style. And Rogue's primary powers are pretty much Captain Marvel, so yeah, that fits in my opinion. But you can't have Storm and Rogue without their leader of the X-Men, Cyclops. Cyclops in this art style will go absolutely crazy. He's my favorite member of the X-Men next to Gambit Wolverine, so I'm really hoping he does done justice. He'll jump around with his optic blasts, obviously. And there was a move in Guilty Gear X art called Insta-Kills, which basically works as Mortal Kombat's fatalities. Just like a giant anime-style finisher for your opponent. Maybe for Scott's insta-kill-like move, he will call out Timmy, my X-Men, and other X-Men characters can hit their shots on the opponent, finishing off with Scott Summers leaving a huge giant beam from his optics. One last beam I have to pick is obviously Wolverine. It's Wolverine. You can't have a Marvel fighting game, no less, without Wolverine. For Logan's playstyle, I would love him to be like a bear on crack. Just absolutely unstoppable. He'll be absolutely feral without even thinking twice about giving you a break. He'll have a temporary shield to represent his healing factor that can easily be broken by the opponent. And his insta-kill could be just a really hyper-anime style version of Berserker Barrage. With how Arxis designs characters, I'm sure they're going to nail Wolverine. Since we got Doctor Doom, it only makes sense if the Fantastic Four showed up. Did I say Fantastic Four? I meant... And fuck it, let's throw Franklin Richards in there too, why not? So the Fantastic Four can easily have their own character slots, with Ben being a tank, Johnny and Sue being zoners, and Reed being a grappler. Or if Arxis could get away with it, they could make all the Fantastic Four into one character slot, that'd be kind of cool too. But I also think Franklin Richards should have his own character slot. He is the most powerful mutant in the Marvel Universe, so I feel like his powers could make a pretty good playset for a fighting game. He can bend reality, move things with his mind. And maybe he could have Herbie with him as a gimmick character, just like with Eagly with Peacemaker in Mortal Kombat 1. Okay, keep talking about the character designs, how Arxis will design Marvel characters. I really want to see how Arxis will design Herbie. That's going to be really fun. Alright, I got 2 spots left, and I think that second spot should go to Blade. Again, using Guilty Gear reference, Blade could easily be the Tokon Fighters version of Johnny. Is it because they're both tall dudes with swords with black cloaks who rock glasses? Yes, it is. I do think that Nagoriyuki, the new character for Guilty Gear Strive, will be more of a fit for Blade, but I think he's a little bit too heavy and too tanky for Blade. I would like him to be more quick and agile. Plus, we already have a bunch of tanks in this game already. He can use supernatural artifacts against the opponent and summoning pints of blood to use as blood balls that float towards the opponent and hit them. And maybe for an insta-kill, Blade could throw the opponent into a coffin. It's like giant vampire creatures with wings. Just like grab the coffin, throw them away Dracula's castle. And then Dracula goes that one move that Strider does in NPC. Just goes slice the coffin, left and right like this until the coffin breaks open. And Dracula just comes in for the final strike and bites his neck. That's probably my favorite skill I made up so far. Now for some honorable mentions. For some synergy with Thunderbolts, you can add Sentry in there. He will be pretty cool as well. Since you got Spider-Man, you can add Venom as well. Ooh, what would Venom be like the equivalent? I guess, you know what? Maybe he could be like I forgot. Who's that one dude with the blindfold and like the creepy shadow guy? I feel like it could be Eddie and Venom. That would be very cool, I think. And my last honorable mention, well, maybe more than one honorable mention, maybe more of the Guardians of the Galaxy aside from Star-Lord, Rocket, Drax, Groot, Gamora, etc. If all the Guardians can make it into this game, I would hope they have all their Volume 3 series because I have an emotional connection to that movie. And finally, my final pick for Marvel Tokon Fighters is Dupe. I'm not kidding, I'm going to use Dupe. Bro, are you fucking dumb? Why would you use Dupe in this? Dupe? You might say Dupe might be too stupid. Might be too much of a wacky pick. Meanwhile, this is made by the same people that made Guilty Gear. Guilty Gear has a character named Bedman, who is literally a bed frame with legs. So it's not that far-fetched. Also, all fighting games gotta have their wacky picks, so I think Dupe will fit very well within this game. Dupe has super strength, vulnerability, and can manipulate space and time. So I fear for this gameplay set, I would picture him like a missile. Just someone that goes in, and when he hits you, you cannot back out of it whatsoever. I pretty much just want to make the equivalent of Jeff the Shark from Marvel Rivals into the FGC, which is the fighting game community for those who don't know. Because I want there to be chaos. I want to be toxic. I'm an agent of chaos, I swear to God. As of all fighting games nowadays, after the main launch, there's got to be like a seasonal, season pass where they add additional fighters. Guilty Gear Strife has done that. Street Fighter is currently doing that. So Marvel Tokon Fighters is most likely going to do the same thing also. And for Season 1, I would love them to add Moon Knight, Magneto, Daredevil, Adam Warlock, and Khazar. Khazar, I don't know. As for costumes, because, you can't find games without alternate costumes, right? I like some of the designs in Tokon Fighters. I'm not crazy about all of them, mainly Spider-Man. That man cannot be done right in video games, except for PS4. Except for PS4 Spider-Man. I like that a lot. So it would be very nice if we saw their classic costumes with the arsenal of this game. And we're bound to get the MCU suits within this game somehow. But yeah, I'm very much looking forward to seeing what Tokon Fighters is like, all the stages, all the characters, if there's going to be a story. But if you don't fuck with my list whatsoever, tell me who you would add to Marvel Tokon Fighters. That's it for this video. Like the video if you want, comment what you think, subscribe if you want to, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.